What's up, Star Wars fans? Today I want to talk about the ending of The Bad Batch Season 2. That's right, how exactly is The Bad Batch Season 2 going to end? Well, I think a few things are starting to fall into place this season, so I wanted to share my speculation about the ending of this season, and of course get your feedback on what you think. And probably the biggest revelation that we had in Episode 11, Metamorphosis, was the fact that the Empire once again is going to be hunting down Omega. They'd like to be able to use her as leverage over Nella Se so that they can motivate Nella Se to do the Emperor's bidding, no doubt trying to clone the Emperor. And I thought originally it sure would be interesting if they tasked Crosshair with this. If Crosshair had to fight the Bad Batch and track down Omega, capturing her and bringing her back to the Emperor, that would make for a pretty compelling end to the Bad Batch Season 2. But of course the big problem with that theory is that the Empire doesn't know where Omega is. But there is certainly somebody that could let them know where Omega is, and that unfortunately is Sid. Remember way back in Episode 4 when we got that warning that Sid wasn't trustworthy from that gangster? Well, at the time I wasn't totally convinced that that was foreshadowing for something to come later in the season, but the way things are lining up with this season, I think it was definitely foreshadowing, and we're going to see Sid betray the Bad Batch, sharing with the Empire where the Bad Batch can be located. This is something that she'll probably do out of frustration once the Bad Batch says that they're going to leave her, and I'm sure she's going to come to regret it, but unfortunately I think it's Sid that's going to be the one to turn in the Bad Batch. And therefore Omega will end up at Mount Tantus, and the Bad Batch are gonna have to call in some favors to go on a rescue mission to get her out of there. And two individuals who I think are going to be volunteering first to go with them are of course Echo and Rex, but not for the reason that you think. I mean, yes, Rex and Echo are going to want to rescue Omega, but remember also during the last episode, Metamorphosis, Hunter passed on all the information they gathered from that downed ship regarding the Zillo Beast and the program that surrounds it. So I think Rex and his crew are going to be very interested in going to Mount Tantus, not only to rescue Omega, but to also run interference on whatever cloning is going on at that facility. That said, I don't think Rex and his crew are going to be the only ones helping out the Bad Batch. We'll probably see the Martez sisters along with Rex and Gregor. There's a good chance that we'll see Sid trying to redeem herself, as well as some other folks that the Bad Batch have helped out in the last two seasons. But what's really interesting is Crosshair. Will Crosshair be out Mount Tantus? I think there's a really good chance that he will be. I mean, with Admiral Rampart imprisoned by the Emperor, there's a very good chance that that Imperial Doctor we saw in Episode 11, well, he's going to learn all about the Bad Batch, and that Crosshair was one of the Batch at one point, and I think he's going to bring him to Mount Tantus to help out with the capture of Omega. And of course the Batch and all their friends, they're going to be able to rescue Nella Se and Omega, but what's going to happen at the end of Season 2 is that they're going to uncover something horrific that's happening at Mount Tantus, and that is going to be the premise of Season 3. The Bad Batch are going to join with Rex and his crew, and their sole focus is going to be stopping the atrocities that are happening at that Imperial base. But hey, Star Wars fans, that's my quick and crazy speculation for the ending of The Bad Batch Season 2. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, I'm Mike, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.